YouTube. It's the only platform where your content truly lives forever. Meaning if you post the right video today, it can still be getting views months and even years later. In fact, I have a podcast called the Think Media Podcast. Started it in 2020, right on the time. I mean, I thought it was maybe cool to start a podcast, talk about a business growth. But I also wanted a leverage tool because in 2020 was when my first son was born, Sean Jr. And I love video podcasting because you got the long form, you can cut the clips. Y'all are intelligent marketers. You know that. I think video podcasting is the best leveraged asset that you can not just create the top level content to train AI, but then distribute to shorts everywhere else. So when I was thinking about like having a sustainable content model as a new dad and all the other things, I launched a video podcast. Well, I took a screenshot of a couple videos and you can see on the screen, it says VPH. This is probably the one acronym that I'm most obsessed with out of anything as a YouTube strategist. And VPH stands for views per hour. Now you can write this down. Maybe you've heard about it before. There's a cool tool called vidIQ. And if you get the free version of vidIQ and you install the Google Chrome plugin, it gives you what's called vidIQ Vision. And on your videos or anybody else's, you can go see the little VPH number next to videos. Well, on your own videos, you can always see this in your analytics, but you could spy on your competitors with this tool as well. But check this out. So this YouTube video podcast was posted 4 months ago, but it's still getting 3 views per hour. So like for the hour we hang out, in addition to us all being here, 3 people every hour for the next 24 hours are going to watch that video that was posted 4 months ago. And so talk about leverage. YouTube's getting me views while I'm asleep. This video was posted 3 years ago. It still gets 2 views per hour. This video was posted 6 months ago. It still gets 2 views per hour. And so when I think about leverage, I want things working for me when I'm not working. I'm obsessed with all the social platforms, but sometimes it's like, man, I just got to keep posting on Instagram. I got to keep posting everywhere. I got all these, Doc Johnson to post, a day or whatever it is. How do I keep up with this? And I love it. But what's cool about YouTube is I'm also sitting here if I take a week off, if I work on a different project, working on a different aspect of the business, following up with clients, delivery. I want assets that are delivering me views, which makes it worth it for me to figure out how to rise to the top on YouTube, to overcome the competition, because YouTube videos work for you while you sleep. And YouTube is the second most visited website on the planet and the world's largest video search engine. And then creators in general report when there's a study that 50% or more of their monthly videos come from content made weeks, months, or even years ago. So 1 out of 2 videos, once time passes, is where the views are coming from. This creates a quandary for us as marketers because you want a return on investment for your time and you want that as fast as possible. That's called time management. But YouTube is a long game. Because if you were going to get 50% or more of your monthly views coming from videos made years ago, well, then you better start making videos today so that in a couple years, you could be getting that benefit. It's a long game mindset. So YouTube is the only platform where your content can thrive for years, not just hours, which brings us to the 5 rules of YouTube success in 2020.
Running a medical institution isn't easy, as these scans of CFO, CIO.
26. If you're an entrepreneur or a creator that wants to scale their talk with other, part 3 of our talk today. And here's strategic shift number 1. Yeah, across the platform, a lot of people are reporting that views are down, but the truth is, even if views are down, income can still be up. And so there's 2 ways to think about it. You could be trying to get more views. How do I go viral? Or you could be trying to get the right views. All of y'all have been thinking, of course, about your ideal customer profile, about your target audience. And yet on social media, sometimes it's just like, how do I possible? Is that what you really want? How do I get a viral vertical video to go, just reach a bunch of people? Is that really what you want? Or do you want the right views? Customers, because a smart business model is greater than the money you earn from YouTube ads. On screen, I'm not referencing paid ads on YouTube. I'd say like if you were just focusing on views or ad revenue, which y'all have offers and you want prospects and clients, so you get this. I think about real estate. We work with a lot of real estate professionals, agents, and they know that 1 view could be worth $1,000 or thousands of dollars. I spoke at this Keller Williams like CEO event in Las Vegas at their big family gathering. And I was being interviewed on stage, and I was asked the question, Sean, like, how many views do you need, for a good YouTube video? And my answer, the first time it ever came up, I was like, you need 1 view. They're like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, like if it's the right view, like niche, specific person looking for something in a specific city, and you're an agent and someone's moving to that city, like how many clients do you need to make 2K?
You know why that's true? Because with my experience, I've searched a lot of topics about maths or science, and I couldn't find any. And then I searched, and I found these other guys who just create 1 video and just leave YouTube or 5 videos. And then there you'll find your right video for inspiration, firstly, sometimes for education, or sometimes for fun. You just being curious about something and then you search. That's crazy.
5K, 10K on your real estate commission. Not a lot. So the right views can be a lot more powerful than more views. Meet my friend Stacy Tuchel. We're in a peer-led mastermind together, and she has this company called Well-Oiled Operations. So she helps small business owners, usually doing, multiple 6 figures, maybe 250K a year, and really helps them scale, get out of the chaos and get their operations organized and all that stuff. And she's been growing her YouTube channel and investing in her YouTube channel. And she did a video. She actually did a live stream. That is just kind of worth writing down as a strategy. It's really kind of like a webinar. Some of you have done webinars or like a masterclass, slides, like kind of like what I'm doing right now, like put together a presentation, 55 minutes on annual planning. And so she put out that live stream and got a total of 736 views on that live stream. And so it was her YouTube live stream. And then the call to action and the invitation on that video, that live stream, was to book a call with her team. And so off of that live stream, one individual booked a call, and she was actually able to close a high ticket services offer for $30,000. And so she didn't need more views. She needed the right viewer with the right offer. And what she said was, well, direct sales happen. Our primary focus is brand awareness. So there's that direct ROI, but then also if you can be getting the financial ROI from YouTube, I think we all get this. We call it brand lift. If I can at a profit, at positive return on investment, get lead sales, whatever your business mechanism is, and get more awareness, build more trust, connect with more people. So she's like, our primary focus is brand awareness. YouTube has been great for building visibility, and the engagement we're building is invaluable for long-term growth. Consistency is key. So figure out the business you're building, not just the content you're making. Figure out who your right viewer is, and stop chasing more viewers and chase the right viewers. Here's the second strategic shift. Authenticity is the antidote to AI fatigue and the trust recession. These are 2 major things that we're seeing happening in the market right now. We all feel the AI fatigue. I love the opening song and video, blowing my mind with that video, and just talking about, of course, authenticity, right? We're dealing with AI, but how do we also, have that authenticity? And then authenticity in general. If you haven't heard the term trust recession, it's that if you look across the board, show up rates for people opting in for things, down. People showing up for a web class or a webinar, down. People showing up for sales calls, down. Just in general, there's kind of a trust recession. Skepticism is higher. And audiences are flooded with content right now, and they're not fools. So their BS radar has never been sharper. So authenticity is the antidote to AI fatigue and the trust recession. One of the trends we're seeing in 2026 is stripped down vlogging is back. Good friend of mine, Benji Travis, and the co-author of our book, YouTube Secrets, is really an expert in this. And he's now been vlogging on kind of the entertaining YouTuber side for well over a decade now. And he also is doing, like, his niche would be food and cooking, and his model, his content format is vlogging, stripped down, simple vlogging. And this was a recent video that he did. Shopping at the first TNT supermarket in America, got 94,000 views. You still see this video is getting 1 view per hour, even though it's 8 months old. That's what I'm after. Man, I just want to post a video today and still get views tomorrow and for months to come. And he ultimately, though, just filmed himself it was good packaging, but he was also just kind of sharing his passion and his values and making it fun and having kind of a stripped down conversation. You know, one of the Instagram strategies right now people talk about, or vertical video strategies, is yapping. Not just like you're like people are just yapping, like the yap strategy, like people watch yapping content, not as preachy and or, you know, broadcast voice, but very just kind of stripped down, just connecting, that raw and authentic. You all know what I'm talking about. And so the two extremes we're seeing on the platform is it's not that big budget, thoughtful storytelling videos are not working. I know that we're all going to be here for the keynote of Pat Flynn this evening, the absolute storytelling legend. And at these days, he's got both. He's got the shorts channel that's super stripped down. He does by himself. I can't wait you to hear that story. But then he also has this long form channel that's bigger budget, editors, team, voiceover, hundreds of hours of footage. Yeah, no, I mean, if you can do that, most of us aren't there yet. That's still working. But the other cool thing is that raw, relatable vlogs are working, stripped down type of content. And people don't trust perfect, they trust real. So authenticity is the antidote to the trust recession and AI fatigue. Strategic shift number 3. Your brand is the only differentiator left. Look at the person on your right and just stare them right in the eye. That's it. I mean, that's, I guess, the only thing. You're supposed to convey how serious you are. Look at the person on the other side. You can actually say, we'll try this, like weird interactions that make it awkward, especially when there's 22 seats in between people in the back. Look at the person next to you and say, your brand is the only differentiator left. Yeah. Your brand is the only differentiator left. Listen, AI can copy your content, but it cannot copy your brand. Now, I mean, give it another 3 months, though, it probably can. But, you know, but here's what I mean. Here's your brand DNA on YouTube. You know, your voice, your pace, your word choice, your sound. What's your voice? And you can fill in the blank on this too. You could say personal brand, if there's personal brands in the room, and then your brand for your company, whoever, whether it's the founder, CEO creating content or somebody on the team, you know, or UGC or somebody you hire. The thing is though, what's the voice of your brand? And your actually spoken voice, the tone, the pace. People want to connect with you, your look. What are you putting on camera? Is there a look to the set? Is there a look to what you're wearing? Is there a look to a brand, a logo? Is there any kind of look that can stand out? Colors, presence, wardrobe, set. Your perspective, this is the difference. Because everybody has the access to the same AI information. Everybody could just ask AI, get a script, and convey information on YouTube. But you gotta have a perspective. I'd circle this one, and here's what I mean. What is your unique point of view? And what do you believe that others won't say? What do you believe to be true about the world? This is a big deal. Hero and adds value to them. Tell stories in a way they can see themselves in the story. And then your convictions. What do you stand for and what won't you compromise on? What do you stand for? And your niche authority, the specific center of the internet that you own. So your brand DNA, brand is the only differentiator left. In an AI world, in a AI video generation world with content everywhere, people connect with people. They connect with you. They connect with your vibe, your style, your humor. You're kind of dry, you're kind of sarcastic, you're kind of stoic. Whatever it is you need to amplify that, right? Your brand DNA on YouTube. And people actually warned me years ago about some things that I started to do in my content. I'm, you know, most known for a very specific promise. I help people grow on YouTube. I have a tech channel, and now we have other creators on this tech channel called Think Media, talk about a lot of lights, cameras, and things like that. And we help people with the best tips and tools for building an influence with online video. So it's like, okay, people come to us mainly for information. They come to us to, okay, teach me YouTube, help me with my camera, you know, keep it on the straight and narrow, bro. That's why I'm here. And so then we ask the question, like, how much other stuff do you share, though? Like, how much brand or story or values or convictions do you put in your content? And there's actually something that is very important to me, and that's my faith. And I'm kind of a Bible nerd and like been studying it for years and stuff. And so naturally, that particular aspect comes out in some of my content. And I'm not talking about like I pivoted. I'm just talking about like doing a podcast. I'm like quoting Proverbs, you know, like that's some of the things that would come out. And people warn me, just comments, I did lose a few subscribers for. Act like a media. the content company or fall behind. Personal brand is the only differentiator. Hey, I mean, maybe it's changed since then, but I honestly, you might say it'd be impossible to post an original video that nobody else has done on YouTube. As far as I know, 0 people have been like 3 tips from the Bible for YouTube creators. What is that? It's ridiculous. Got 66,000 views, resonated with people. What's that video idea for you? What's that content for you? Because 84% of people globally report they need to share values with a brand to use it. Personal brand is the only differentiator left. Here's strategic shift number 4. Act like a media company or fall behind. If we're going to overcome the challenges on YouTube, the changes, whether you're starting from scratch like Sherry we talked about earlier at 77 with just a phone, filmed her first video and got 37,000 views, or whether you've been doing this forever and you're like wondering where you go next with YouTube, we all need to take on the media company mindset. The media company mindset, because YouTube rewards those who are willing to invest and not dabble. I've worked with now tens of thousands of creators we've coached and business owners. And what I've kind of found, my number one question when it comes to doing YouTube, which might, like, for some of you that are on the fence, this might be freeing and it's really not helpful to my ambitions of, you know, growing a following of helping people with YouTube, but I'll talk a lot of people out of YouTube. I will encourage individuals to be like, listen, at this point, like, you either kind of like love it and want to do it and see the power and you're actually going to invest in it. But if you're not, don't even do it. Because you got to manage your energy. You got to manage your time. And YouTube rewards those that invest and don't dabble. Like 100% of the people we're seeing that are breaking through are taking it seriously. You don't have to block a ton of time or a ton of money, but you're putting it on your calendar. You're putting some time in there. It becomes a routine. It becomes a habit. It's not a tactic. It's even bigger than a strategy. It's almost like a lifestyle. It's almost like a brand routine that you commit to. You don't have to commit to it, but if you want to get the results, and if you look at the YouTube entrepreneur space, there's some big names in that space. Maybe you've heard of somebody like an Alex Hormozi or a Cody Sanchez or a Dan Martell or a Gary Vaynerchuk. If you look at their enterprises, of course, what it is today, Hormozi team of, these are actually outdated numbers now, but like 10, 20 people just doing content, $70 to $200,000 a month, just investing in content. That's across platform. That's 300 pieces of content a week. And as I guess Layla's the CEO. I don't know what Alex's title is, but he's devoting 1 to 2 days a week to create content. Why? There's got to be a reason for it. Cody Sanchez, team of 10, Dan Martell, been scaling Martell Media. Gary Vaynerchuk, who knows? I don't know if those numbers are right, but a friend of mine said he was there recently. He saw 40 people working on Gary's social media content. You might be like, well, this is the least helpful slide I've ever seen in my life, Sean. So like, what? Cool. Good for them. All right. But this is just an illustration. Why are they willing to invest time, money, team, systems? Not if it's not producing something. And the principle is they're willing to invest and not dabble. All of those above resources. But let's look at a business owner who went all in and got results in her own way. And what I want you to be thinking about is how could you do YouTube in your own way? Because in a way, I'd almost say like you're either in or you're out. You go, hey team, big ROI here. Plus, we also want to invest in the future, because an investment in YouTube is an investment in the future. Establishing your brand on the town square of the internet, kind of a big deal. And so a friend of mine, Shalene Johnson, didn't just dabble. She went all in on video podcasting on YouTube recently. Now, she's done all kinds of things over the years. She's spoke at this event, and she's typically leaned to other platforms, Instagram kind of being a main platform. I feel like Shalene and I have known each other for like 10 years now. And of course, I'm always like, you should probably get serious about YouTube. Your YouTube channel kind of sucks, Shalene. Like, I really think it'd be good to actually invest in YouTube. It might take some time, some energy. And, she's like, Sean, I should have listened to you for years. I should have listened to you for, all those years ago. But finally, she's like, you know what? I'm going to start taking YouTube seriously. And she actually exited a couple businesses and went all in actually kind of on being a YouTuber, which is, interesting. And so she invested $10,000 in her first 6 months, not in ads, but in strategy and systems that could scale. You don't have to invest $10,000. The point is you do need to invest. Like you do need to not dabble, but invest. But here's kind of a picture of what it was. She hired a YouTube strategist and coach. She hired an overseas editor, content manager, which was already a team member for her, a thumbnail designer, and a B-roll organizer, which was a contractor. It's a good slide to take a picture of. It's like a mini YouTube team. So she did YouTube strategy and coaching for about 6 months so she could really understand YouTube and update her skills. So she hired a coach. She has overseas editor, affordable, and she pays a little bit more for speed, but it's about a 48-hour turnaround if she submits a video. Fast turnaround, 4 days for about like a longer video podcast. The content manager is already somebody on her team that kind of helps it all happen. Thumbnail designer, this is more accessible than ever with AI tools. But even Fiverr, you can find the right person on something like Fiverr and just keep working with somebody that could design your thumbnails. What's funny is she goes, sometimes I get them back and I still go, I'm just going to do this myself. Like, what do these guys know? You know, she just does them herself. And then a B-roll organizer, which is kind of helpful because her style of doing it is all the different content that she captures wherever and whenever is like perfectly organized on Dropbox, which whenever she tells me about that, I always feel ashamed because my digital Dropbox life could not be in more disarray, even as the video guy. My B-roll, I don't know where my B-roll is, honestly. And so, you know, that's optional, but that's the whole workflow. And she films on her iPhone, her editor is overseas, and her system is automated. I'm sure a lot of us in this room are fans of Atomic Habits, James Clear, and the quote, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Yeah, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. She has simple systems in place. She actually doesn't batch content. Just films, you know, one episode. She doesn't have a big crew, and her studio is a spare bedroom with one light and a laptop. But what she has is a system, a repeatable workflow, with just a few key people. It's lean, it's scalable, and it's low stress. And when we were talking about this, she was saying, I actually just like love my business lifestyle now because of the simplicity of how I've set this up. But she was generous enough to share with me what a year of implementing everything she's doing looked like. And a lean YouTube model produced $1.6 million, not including Patreon as well, from just going all in on YouTube. Now, I'm not like promising results. We all have different business models and price points and offers and whatnot. But the point is those who win on YouTube invest and don't dabble. So my question is, what would it look like for you to go all in your way? Like when you see the opportunity on YouTube and you realize you can get the strategies to overcome all this, it's like, okay, who's going to do what by when? Who does what by when? Those are two of my favorite leadership questions. I run a team of 30 people obsessed with leadership. I'm always wondering who does what by when? And when I heard this from a coach once, changed my life. Who's waking up thinking about this? I love that question. Who's waking up thinking about this? It troubles me because whenever I wake up, I go, why am I the one waking? We got 30 people working here. Why am I waking up thinking about this? Why does this link on the website dead? Why, whatever, like just super, frustrated or whatever. But like, who's waking up thinking about this? And a lot of times though, it's a clarity delegation thing. It's kind of like, or a system thing. Some of us after this conference in 3 weeks, your agent on Claude Cowork is going to be waking up and thinking about this. Never actually slept. And so, but what would it look like to set up a simple YouTube system for yourself? Strategic shift number 5. Strategic shift number 5. Here we go. This is the biggest one. Master packaging or get ignored. Master packaging or get ignored. Here's the equation. Packaging is topic, title, thumbnail plus hook, which equals the first 30 seconds of trust. Content is king, but packaging is queen, and she runs the household. Packaging is topic. It's your title. It's your thumbnail. And that's all working together. That's all working together. We brainstorm right now when we work on a video at Think Media or on the Think Media podcast. There's probably not a video that goes out when using AI, but then converting over to what we use Milanote as kind of like a project board. Maybe some of you use Trello, doesn't matter. But we'll brainstorm when it's we. When I say we, it's like Kyle and I, maybe somebody else. It's one other team member. And we'll usually plan and brainstorm and debate as few, like the minimum would be 10 titles, 10. Maximum might be 44 for one video. We'll sit down and have that much to say, like this title, this word, change it. Go to ChatGPT. We have a custom GPT for our title tool. We'll put it in there. And some of you might use AI sometimes, and then you use it for a while. You're like, it's not even that smart. It's just like flattering. It's chat especially. Oh, that was a great idea, Sean. Like, you're really smart at YouTube titles. I'm like, I don't know how to be flattered. I want like real help. So then you go over to Claude. We go back and forth. And so the level of detail we put into packaging, let me tell you a story. This is Ben. So he's the founder of Keto Camp. And back in 2008, he was overweight, unhealthy, stuck, and was also really motivated because he lost his father to the curable type of diabetes. So he started to kind of develop this fire that like some health stuff, right, is changeable. And I want to help people not only change my own life, but help others. And so he actually launched a YouTube channel, had some success, but he hit a plateau because all the rules on YouTube changed. Because these, you had to update the rules like we're talking about in this presentation. And so like every smart creator, he faced a choice. Do I stay stuck or do I pivot and master new skills? These are a few videos that happened after he started to focus on packaging. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but if you look closely on the screen, on the right side, your right side, yeah. What happens if you only drink water for 72 hours? His face, a little AI animation, the water, the six-pack, body reset, 1.9 million views. Doctors won't tell you this, the center one, what happens when you stop eating for 36. These are some title formulas, packaging, the whole idea itself, plus the thumbnail, plus the title. I mean, you want to talk about convictions, or it's sometimes good to just start a fight because controversy can get views. 36 dangerous foods, RFK Jr. just banned. The thumbnail, the whole thing, got 3.6 million views. So he went from a plateau to actually being one of the most viral health creators when he got obsessed with packaging. And here's what's cool, is some of his videos are more produced, but one of his most breakout videos, he filmed in his car, no script. It became one of his fastest growing videos ever. 12 minutes of just straight recording in his car. Listen to this though. The video got 250,000 videos in 6 days. Another similar video earned him 27,000 email subscribers from one video. Does anybody here want 27,000 ideal customers for your business to sign up for your email list? Wow. In a room of marketers, the fact that 7 people were interested in that kind of subscriber growth. Right? And so what's kind of cool, though, is look at this title. Give me 12 minutes and I'll save you 17 years of trying to lose weight. Sheesh. Why'd that work? This is some packaging tactics. So why that title works? One is a time versus outcome hook. It's kind of thinking, okay, what kind of topics? This should influence even what you're about to talk about. That's the topic. And then the title, and then, of course, the thumbnail. You also have an ultra clear promise. You got curiosity and urgency, and there's a no fluff vibe to it. So this ties into us talking about stripped down vlogging. It's not production value. Of course, it's his expertise. It's the information shared. And it's also him thinking about, even though it's unscripted, it's taken some time to invest and learn some of the communication patterns and the psychology patterns and the video patterns of how you speak to hold viewer attention. Look, it wasn't his first video ever, but the results are crazy, proving that raw content works if it's packaged right. Authenticity plus strategy, or really raw authenticity plus packaging, equals growth. And the way YouTube works is that over 90% of videos people watch on YouTube are recommended by the algorithm. So to get recommended by the algorithm, it's applying all of these strategies and shifts, but it's packaging. Master packaging or get ignored, because content is king, but packaging is queen, and she runs the household. And so marketers who figure this stuff out are going to dominate the next 5 to 10 years. And a couple things, this is the curiosity route, which is the much more viral route. Both strategies are still good. The cool thing.
Yeah, we've been watching for quite some time now. I want to see something. Analytics. My other channel is doing well, but not as well as I would like it to be. I'm having 258 real-time people watching the videos. From the last 60 minutes, we have 9 people. We should go hard on these videos. It's been a minute.
I don't know what the midpoint theorem is. And I never needed a midpoint theorem ever on the SAT. Is the midpoint theorem just like parallel EF is half? Wait. Is theorem half and parallel? I want to waste time on this, but I guess it's not wasting because I'm trying to figure out how to solve this. So making AF equal to AD. AF equal to AD. What? Okay, do you realize what you're saying? That's just not true. What are you talking about? What is this guy saying? Half parallel. There's a typo here, right? You can't say AF is equal. Literally, AF and AD. That's not possible. They're the same. I don't know what you're on about, but that's not possible. There's literally not like this is definitely shorter than like what do you mean? Point L. Okay. Okay, let's try this one. Half in parallel EF is half. If CD, I don't know. Okay, so it has points in. AF equals AD. That's what you're saying. What do you mean? Do you see this? Like, I'm not crazy, right? That's literally impossible for this to happen. You cannot say AF equals AD. That's not a thing. You can't say AF equals AD. That's not a thing. That's just not, like, those are, you see this one's smaller than that one. Okay, it doesn't matter, it's not drawing scale. It's just not possible for these to be the same. I don't know what you're talking about. Look at my, I don't see yours. Dude. I don't know. Okay. Let's just read the answer question now. Let's just read this giant block of text and see what happens. You gotta assume their lengths. No, you don't. What? Okay. You guys just don't know what you're talking about. Let me like actually read this. I don't trust you guys anymore. The point B is correct. Yeah. In the alternate here, angle is follows that parallel. Yeah, I knew B. Well, why is D wrong? Am I stupid? You each have 2 angles. So angles are similar. It's also given that. Oh, you're saying that this is equal to that. You just typed it in wrong. You said AD. You're not saying FD, right? That's the problem. That's what you mean. Okay. But I'm sure there's a way to solve it without midpoint because they didn't use the midpoint theorem, right? You don't need to know that. AF equals, oh, how did they know AF equals FD? What? EF equals 0.5 of 80. Oh, wait. Okay, so they didn't use a midpoint theorem. I don't know what you guys are on about, but they did something where it was CD. I'm sure you can use a midpoint theorem. CD, so AF. So AF equals, okay. Okay, maybe it is the midpoint theorem. They just don't specifically name it. Whatever type that is, just like, dude. Boom. It's not one, you can't trust this diagram, by the way. Like, it's not one scale. I don't know what you're on about. Like, does this look like it's 40 times this? No, right? But I got that somehow. So I was like, there's no way that this is the same. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll just take an L. It is what it is. Can't win them all. Wait, let me search a midpoint theorem now. I want to see what you guys are talking about. Midpoint theorem. Okay, let's look at this. So midpoint theorem says that the line segment connecting the points at two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is equal to half the length. What? I think the midpoint of two is parallel to the third side. It's parallel to this and is equal to half the length of that third side. So just saying this is equal to that, right? Like, what does that have to do with AF being the same as FD? It doesn't say anything about that. Oh, it says here. So it's saying that they're half. Oh, so when this is half of this, that means that these are equal. Is that what you're saying? That makes sense, actually. Okay, I got it. Oh, I see. Oh, it's because of this. Okay, yeah, this means that these are equal. Okay, I see it now. Sorry.
Whoa, that's really nice. Well, guys, today we have different kind of a problem. Today I asked ChatGPT to make me a math competition type of problem. So it's us versus AI. And let me show you what the problem is. So ChatGPT started with a right angle triangle. Then, using the base of this triangle, it constructed an equilateral triangle with the apex located on the apex of our right angle triangle. So it's basically inscribed equilateral triangle inside the right angle triangle. Then he stated that the triangle on the left has the aired out. Solve this problem. We'll label two remaining vertices, apex C and the base is R. Then I'm going to lateral the height. This equals to the, we're going to H. Of course, we're going to rationalize for 2 to use this for 2. Then we can multiply everything by 4 to get rid of the fractions. And finally, if we write this down in the terms of B, we will get the following. Here we can simplify a little bit more by the over catch on the left. All right, so now let's do the same thing for the triangle, for the area of this triangle. Then we can get rid of, write this down in 3s, and we're going to substitute this value for A that will divide its base with a right angle triangle, divided into triangles. We can say that the relation between their legs are equal. So if you take a look at the sketch on the equation, 1328 can be nicely simplified as right. So now, minus 32 squared equals 100. Of course, we can say, of course, there is no way for, remember, we're looking for the area of the equilateral triangle with the side S. And we know that the formula for the area of the equilateral triangle equals to the side squared times square root of 3 over 4. And we already have the value of S squared, which we got earlier. So we're just going to implement this value and get the following. Here, we're going to simplify 20 and 4, and square root of 3 times square root of 3 equals 3. So finally, we're going to get that the area of
crafted by French master perfumer.
We will inscribe the circle inside this triangle in such a way so that the intersection point between this circle and, of course, you can pause the video right now if you want to try. And you're going to, but before that, let's do the first method, which is going to be C, intersection point with angle. Of course, we know this by using the tangent of a circle theorem, which states that if we have a circle and the tangent to this circle and we pull the radius to the point of tangency, this radius will always be perpendicular to our tangent line. So we're going to use this in our case here, since the hypotenuse AC is the tangent to our circle. So now let's rotate our radius horizontally to the right, and let's label the intersection point as E. The angle at the point E will also be the right angle. We know this by using the same theorem as before, because the line CB is actually tangent to our circle. And finally, let's rotate our radius one last time, but this time vertically down, and label the
Custom annotations, elements like curve arrow, text label, pointer cross to highlight, accelerating production is a pattern develop allows you to bypass raw coordinate and math from scratch. From the scene layout, describe the geometric factors, length, and the sequence of the step you want animated. Generate code. Gemini Project ready to run and code and SQL and refine. Refine and render test output. Request minor tweaks like corrections, timing adjustment, and render final. 50% animation life. Generating real workflow. Use more for deep, high production visuals like. Guys, I'll see you on the other side. I think it's been